Larry Vickers, Vickers Tactical YouTube channel. I got my buddy Tom from FN, and we got a lineup of FNS 9mm striker fired polymer frame FN pistols. Now before I even get going, I'm a big fan of FN. I own many FN firearms, and they make some of the most famous small arms in history. Tom, why don't you kick it off and kind of run down the pistols here?
So the FNS is our striker-fired platform. It's our striker-fired duty gun. Our standard gun's a 4-inch, full ambidextrous controls. What's nice about this, unlike some other striker-fired guns, is that things like the magazine catch is both left and right hand.
So they're not reversible. You don't have to reverse it. They're
No,
automatically.
You don't have to reverse it. So in the event of you have to transition to your weak hand, or one arm goes down, or something that's very important for the home defense crowd, maybe your wife's left-handed.
Right.
And
Good
then you
point.
have one gun set up for the entire family. So what we have is the 4-inch duty gun. This is primarily an LE gun. Then we have our compact, which is a slightly smaller gun. This is 4-inch. This is about 3.6, holds 12 rounds of 9mm, and also available in a factory extended magazine, 17 rounds. And then this is our 5-inch gun. This is the one Dave shoots for competition.
Yeah, Dave Savigny.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I've handled a tuned one of his. Pretty
Oh
cool
yeah,
gun.
he tricks them out pretty nice. Gets a real nice trigger, and I think he won nationals this year with that.
Awesome. Now, guns ship with how many back straps?
So all the FNS line ships with 2 back straps. So you have a more curved one, similar to these two, and then a flat back strap like found on this. And what that helps you do is kind of get on the gun a little bit, and for people with shorter fingers.
Got it. Was this FN's first striker fired pistol?
It wasn't our first striker fired pistol. We did have one back in the day for FN America, we'll call it.
Okay.
But then there's also plenty of Browning ties to some of the original striker fired pistols.
Okay, so, and then when did this gun come on the market?
This gun launched in the 2011-2012
Okay.
timeline. Kind of a little bit of a soft launch, but it's been around for a while, and now we kind of have the full lineup.
Cool. Now, magazine capacities throughout. You said this is 12, right?
Yeah, these start with 12. So as you see on this one right here, kind of get the pinky extension, and then a flat magazine.
Yeah, and then these are 17 round mags.
Both
standard.
of these are 17.
And these are reverse compatible, so this mag will go into that.
Exactly.
Got it, okay. Now, FDE, you said that's a new addition.
Yes, so we're actually just launched this in November 2016. Full FDE, so we also have the FDE slide.
Got it. Now, sights, what's the standard setup and what are the options?
So standard is a 3-dot sight, white paint with an enlarged front sight, so it really draws your eyes to it. That's the factory, and most of our LE guns ship with 3-dot nights.
Cool.
So with the Trichicon insert.
No, I occasionally have students show up in classes with these, and one thing you pretty much always see with FN guns across the board is they're reliable gun.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's generally a hallmark of the brand. Belt feds, rifles, and whatnot. When you pull the trigger, they go bang.
That's what we strive for.
Where does that come from? From what I've seen in my time in the firearms industry, it's usually a combination of excellent engineering and excellent testing, which a lot of people kind of gloss over. They don't realize the testing it takes for a major company to bring something like this on the market.
Yeah, absolutely. So something like this, we have hundreds of thousands of rounds, approaching 1 million rounds, and then you would think that, just coming up with the 5-inch gun, just make the barrel a little bit longer. We still run through all the same testing protocols, which includes adverse conditions, reliability, ammunition compatibility, plenty of durability guns, to test it for all kinds of things, because FN, we're kind of an old brand, but very well known for our durability and reliability, so it's something that we can't compromise.
Right.
So we try not to mess around.
That's something you need to keep in mind when you're watching this and you see the major companies like FN that aren't coming out with a flavor of the month version of the gun. It's because of the testing protocols and the effort they go through to make sure that the gun goes bang when you pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
Time frame wise, how long does that process take? Is there a gauge you can go off of in terms of 6 months, 9 months? I mean,
it really depends. If we're talking just the testing, we've got that pretty well dialed in because we do it all the time. But you can spend anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to 2 to 3 months for one of these large qualifications. some of the tests themselves take 2 weeks just to run one test.
Right, and then the lead up time to that, that's kind of depending on the complexity of the design and the modifications required and whatnot.
Exactly. I mean, every new product has new risks, and the reason we do the extensive testing is to ensure that we mitigate all the risks. The last thing we want to do is launch a product that ends up having issues in the first 100 or 1,000 guns. We don't want to use our customers as beta testers.
Right, makes sense. We're fixing to light it up Vickers tactical style. Make sure you stay tuned. Coming at you. Fixing to go hot here with the FNS9. One thing about it, the slide stop, which is ambidextrous, it's on both sides, is really only configured for you to slingshot the gun. Essentially, you have a little bit of a shelf to manually lock the slide to the rear if you need to, but there's very little to come up top and push down from the bottom. I'm an old 1911 guy. That's how I release the slide. So on a gun like the FNS9, I would probably switch over to a slingshot for the primary way to reload the gun once it runs dry. Here we go, going hot. Okay, overall, soft shooting gun, Picatinny rail. One thing you need to know about these guns, FN's done a really good job of making the diameter of the grip very small. This is the small back strap, and it is very tiny. So if you have females or other individuals with small hands, like my buddy Ken Hackathorn accuses of me, by the way, very comfortable pistol in the hand. Okay, last but not least, magazine release kind of has a little bit of a dome shape to it. Serrations on both sides actually makes it very easy to use. Overall, soft shooting pistol for a striker fired polymer framed handgun. Okay, FNS9 Compact. Overall, shoots very similar to the full-size gun. Like most compact pistols, a little bit more felt recoil. One thing about it, anytime you have these shortened magazines, it makes the gun very easy to conceal, but if you have to reload the gun under stress, you have to dramatically modify your grip in order to drop the magazine. And also, when you reinsert a new magazine, you have to be careful you don't pinch the bottom of your hand. So there's no free lunch in weapons design. If I put a longer mag with a grip extension, now it's not as easy to conceal. So this is something you need to take into account when you choose a pistol like the FNS Compact. All right, here we go.